Anyway, so getting back to what I was saying, so Mary decided to go out and start selling, right? And so she did what she did, and we gave her a bunch of old leads out of Columbus, Ohio. She ended up writing, well, I'll have her talk about her numbers, but no, it's just the kind of thing where she doesn't know anything about selling life insurance other than being exposed to recruiting people in my business. And so she decided to do what we recommend, which is go through our training website, go through our training videos, get leads from Jenny. We processed her through just like we do for all of you. And she's really a brand new agent. Even though she's been with me, she's never sold anything until she started learning how to sell. Like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I don't know. And it's funny when she says, well, what you're teaching works. I ask her, how'd you book 15 appointments? Well, what you're teaching works. Well, duh. Like, I wish it's so funny when I hear you say that, Mary, because apparently our other agents have not picked it up the way you picked it up. I don't know why that is, but you get out the gate with old leads that agents have already been through, months ago, and you're booking and you're writing business. So I know the leaderboard's going to reflect next week, but let's talk about it now.
Hey Alex, hey everybody. So yeah, it was exciting. I had always had in the back of my mind that, man, this doesn't sound that hard. But it has to be hard because it's challenging, and it is. I'm not ever going to discount. It's hard work, big time hard work, but it's very rewarding work as well. So I booked coaching calls with Alex all the time, even if I wasn't actually selling. I would ask him to teach me how to recruit better. I wanted to learn everything he has to teach me because I wanted to be a better version of myself, whatever that might be, spiritually, whatever. But the point was that I dropped the bomb on Alex, I guess, a couple of weeks ago, and I said, "Hey, Alex," I said, I really was starting to think craziness where I thought, well, maybe I should go to a different IMO to sell to see if I could do it. Then I would go to Alex and say, yeah, I can do it. Let's do it. And I said, that's crazy making, Alex. I said, you need to let me do this. He said, well, as long as you're doing it for the right reason, make sure my motives were correct. And I knew that I prayed enough about it that I was ready. That was time. So I already had been doing training a while ago, and I kind of forgot it. But I knew the training because I talk to you guys all the time when I'm bringing you on board about the training. But in order for me to feel comfortable moving forward, I said, well, I'm going to pretend I'm a complete brand new agent. I'm going to go through this simple selling system. I already had activity sheets I printed out. I had the green sheet printed out. I had the objection scripts printed out. I also looked at all of Rochelle's stuff, all of her scripts and telesales and stuff, even though I'm going to be doing in-person sales, because she had a great way of handling certain objections. So I tapped into every resource we had available with the training. Also, at a meeting like this, from not last event, but the event before that, Alex said to the agents, hey, when you get to these events, you have to get to these events. You need to go and approach these agents like Megan Wood, Bell Kraus, all these big shots that are making millions of dollars, and ask them what would be the one bit of advice you would give to a new agent, and what would you have liked to have received as that one advice that you didn't get when you were an agent at the very, very beginning. And I went up to 27 or 28 people that were all major producers, and they all gave me amazing, support, advice, and so forth, including Jane Albright, Andy Albright's wife. But the point was, I wasn't afraid because, after that last event, I learned who I was. And yes, I am Alex's assistant and recruiter, and that is my profession and that's my job. But I'm also more than that as well. And I had to believe that I was worth more and could do more. So I'm going to continue to do this for Alex because I love doing this. This is my job. This is my heart. But I wanted to see if I could do the selling. And I wanted to be able to help more people. And I also wanted to help you guys because, yeah, Joy is amazing. Alex is amazing. But it's disheartening when you guys come to me and ask me a question I don't know, because the ego in me says, darn, I want to know this. So now I have the experience also of being able to be on the field as well to help you guys a little bit more as well. But still, go to Alex and Jenny at Joy because they're more experienced than I am for sure. But I want to have that ability. So yeah, so I had the advice from the big shots out there, the big producers. And then I, said to Alex, let's do this. I met with Ginny, just like everybody else has to do for leads. I met with Joy first. Again, Joy and I had a day together, or not a day, but our scheduling session. We went over how to do an e-app. We went over a Great Western e-app and everything, make sure I had enough carriers, just like you guys are doing. I was not an exception to rule that I wanted to be either. I want to make sure that I did every single step because I want to see where the system will take me. Joy was great. She scheduled me with Ginny. I met with Ginny. We did lead training. And, I'd already intended on starting to do bang, bang leads because I knew that would be really a good thing for me. But I was blessed that, Ginny and Alex were kind enough to still give me some bonus leads to start dialing, knowing bonus leads are usually older leads to start with. I said, okay, I'm just going to practice. But before I did the dialing, I went on to the training site, and the main training site has advanced training. You click on that advanced training, and Alex has got beautiful boot camps there. So even though we're giving you a simple selling system to be the bare minimum that you need to get going, I wanted to know more because I wanted to be the best when I was going to be doing this, or at least better, I should say. So I did. I went and did the boot camp for dialing and booking my appointments, which was great because when I had all these leads from all different zip codes and not really knowing the county real well, I would not have known where to go. But Alex, in that training, shows you how to do it. And I did exactly as he showed me to do it, which allowed me to be able to book the appointments a little bit closer together so I wasn't driving all over the place. And then game on, it was the next day. And I was afraid to pick up the phone. And I shared with the last meeting was a 10,000-pound phone was that very first dial. And I even said to Alex, hey, Alex, pray for me. I already did, get to it. Like, all right, got it. So I picked up the darn phone. I dialed, didn't get 3 rings, hung up, dialed again, nothing, hung up, dial again, 3. No, that's a great, good start, Mary. No one. All right. So I started to dial the second one, and the first one called me back and booked the appointment. I think this is pretty cool. And so I only did it from like 8:30 to 10:30 on Thursday. And I had a lot of people that actually booked during that time period. And then I did it again. I think it was like 5:15 or 5:30 to like 8:15 at nighttime, because I'm still doing this work during the day for Alex in the group. So, and then I booked actually it was 14 appointments because the 5th one actually canceled. So actually, I guess it was 15, but I didn't get to stick for that one. Because I had you on that calendar because I was doing a coaching call with you. But nonetheless, so I know I thought I was going to be dying for 2 days just to try to get maybe a few appointments. And so I was able to book appointments for Friday and Saturday when I thought I was going to be dialing on Friday as well. So I went out there and did the appointments on Friday and Saturday. But then what I did was I then said, okay, well, great. I got the booking down. Now I need to figure out how the heck I'm supposed to be selling. And I was getting really nervous. So Alex, again, has that simple selling system, or not the simple selling, but the boot camp for sales system in the advanced training. Yes, a couple hours long, but you know what? It settled me enough that I knew what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, that I felt comfortable moving forward. And I went out there, and that morning, I think I had one person called and canceled before I even woke up. Another one texted me to cancel and saying they want to reschedule. So those were 2 reschedules. So they weren't true cancellations, but they were reschedules. And then, I'm sitting there peeling a banana. Yes, this is important to me. Food is important to me, guys. I peeled the banana, and don't you know, 7/8 of that stupid banana ends up in soapy water. So I needed an inch of a banana. That was the last banana. I think, man, God, this is telling me I need to climb me back into bed. This is not going well. Okay. For my first day in selling. Nonetheless, I said, you know what? Not today, Satan. I'm not giving him that victory. So I went out, but drove out to the appointments. And I got there, and I'll share my rookie mistake, guys. Don't do this. I left all my leads printed out nice and neat on my desk right here. So I went out there to do sales with no leads. And thank you, God, that no one asked to look for them. And it was not the smartest thing to do. I just totally forgot because I just didn't grab on my way out. But nonetheless, I already had all the information because I had already written out on my health sheet that I was going to do for them, because the health intake sheet was what I did with each one of my clients. And then, I met somebody and closed the sale. And I had to call Joy while I was there and Alex there while I was trying to get through this one e-app, because it was my first e-app that I was doing on my own, completely by myself. And I'm grateful I did, because it allowed her to feel more comfortable knowing that I said I was going to consult with them to make sure I was doing the right thing. So, it didn't really make her feel like she wasn't comfortable with me. because she knew that I was consulting experts. So nonetheless, I went through all the different sales for that day. And between each appointment, before and after, I was praying. I shoot a little prayer. I shot a little text, a couple of sentences, prayers each day, or each client, I should say. And then I was done for the day and I closed one sale. I said, awesome. All I wanted to do was be able to close one sale all weekend. I was able to do it on the very first day. Thank you, God. So I said, well, I'm gonna go back the next day. If I close maybe one, I'm cool with that. But if I don't, I at least have my one sale I want to do. And my main thing was I just want to make a difference in their lives. And that's one thing I do know is regardless if they bought with me or not, I know for a fact that I connected with each one. And that was my goal. And then the next day I went out and wash, rinse, repeat, did the same thing. And every single person, I had no, I mean, I guess, I guess, I've learned that it's normal for you guys to get no shows, but that's not been my experience. And this is very abnormal. And I'm actually hoping that we get a no show because that way I don't have to worry about, look how long I've gone without a no show. But nonetheless, they all showed up. And that was a blessing. But again, anytime that I had any crazy thoughts in my head or fears or whatever, I stayed completely transparent. So that allowed me to stay completely coachable. And Alex is amazing. He was there every crazy second of that day, along with Joy. And they literally walked me through those 2 days amazingly. So they've definitely earned their angel wings for sure. But the nice thing was also, it wasn't all, oh, good job, because the coaching isn't just that. Okay, Alex would ask me, well, did you, if someone who said no, he said, well, did you think about the ERS or all this other stuff, not ERS, but the estate planning and the other stuff? And actually, the nice thing was 2 of those people did want estate planning. So I at least remembered that part. And then I had my coaching call with Alex on Saturday night on my way home. And I said to him, I said, Alex, I didn't have him ask me questions. I kind of told him I already had in my head what I needed to tell him that I knew I wanted to grow and do better in. And one was the ERSs. It wasn't that I was afraid ever to ask for them. I just got so excited that, oh my gosh, look at me, I'm closing another sale. Thank you, God, that I didn't finish going through all the pages to the ATM. And then I actually went to do the ERS boot camp after the fact. And it's amazing because in the boot camp, it actually goes over every single bit of that. I'm like, oh man, very humbling. But the point was, I had no problem calling people because I have to follow up my sales anyway to ask for more ERSs. And I actually got 6 more ERSs today because I followed up on my sales as well. So I was not afraid at all to do it. I just totally forgot to do it. But they were more than willing to give me a couple. Even that lady who actually, one of my policies did cancel and she actually still gave me that one ERS. And who knows, that one could be actually even a better sale. But the point was, I didn't try to do this on my own because I couldn't and didn't want to. And 2, every single thing I did it textbook to how Alex tells me to do it, except for not flipping the last darn stupid pages for that ERS. But I love, because Alex has a video of Alex Leave in that boot camp also. And he says, it's perfect because it goes right into it after you ask for that beneficiary to ask for those more people. I said, that is ingenious. And I would not have thought to do that, but I didn't do that one boot camp prior to that. And I said, this is perfect. And I plan on implementing that this next weekend and I plan on nailing it even better. So I'm really excited. Like I said, I had the bang bang leads already filtering in. And it's great because they're texting me every single time one comes through. And I'm excited. So I'm going to be in Columbus on Saturday and I'm going to probably do local on Friday.
So going back to my first question, what are your numbers? What are the numbers?
I guess that's important.
Yeah,
So thank you for staying on target, not me a topic. So I ended up doing $3,560.04 total AP for those 4 sales. Did you want each sale individual?
Okay, when I usually want to ask for numbers, Mary, I want to know how many dials did you make, how many leads you get, how many dials you made, how many contacts, how many appointments you booked, how many did you sit on, which indicates how many no-shows, which you didn't have any reschedules. And then, okay, so when I ask anyone for numbers, those are kind of the parameters.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that, but thank you for telling me that. And I can pull them up real easily because I have them on my phone here. But yeah, that's good. I really didn't know what you meant by those numbers. Again, thank you for telling me, so I know. So we did 120 dials. I remember that. I think it was 29 connects and 15 appointments. I think was the numbers for that. And then I had no shows. And there was like 6 reschedules in there.
So, okay, when you say 6 rescheduled, you actually scheduled another appointment. They weren't just call me back to reschedule?
No, they actually are booked again for this weekend
Okay.
coming up. I'm going to call them on Wednesday to confirm,
Awesome.
actually Thursday to confirm that they're definitely going to be there on Friday for the appointment.
Okay, and how many did you sit with?
All right. So out of the 7 I had on Saturday, I sat with 5, closed 3. And then I sat with 3 on Saturday.
And how
I'm
many
sorry,
Friday?
no, I'm sorry, 3 on Saturday, 3 on Friday, sorry. I was booked 3, sat for 2, and closed 1 on Friday. And then 7, and then on Saturday was I had, sorry, I would have had this ready if I knew that you were asking me this. And then Saturday was I sat for 5, closed 3.
And how many did you have booked total for Saturday? 7?
Yes.
7, 5, and you closed 3. Okay.
And then because 2 of them were rescheduled.
Yeah. And then total premium?
Total premium was $3,520. I'm sorry, $3,560.04 total.
Awesome. And how many apps are those 4?
4 apps total.
Yeah. I think, when you talked about just ballpark commissions, probably a little over a couple thousand.
Mhm.
Not bad for a weekend, part-time.
First time going out. I'm excited.